This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Neyland's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. It's Beer Barrel Week between University of Tennessee and University of Kentucky. Vols versus Wildcats. Let me tell you something. Them Wildcat fans are rabid. I lived in Kentucky for a short while, and I took my mother to a University of Tennessee Kentucky game in Kentucky. Those people are a little nuts. Plus, I worked with quite a few folks who were Kentucky fans, and they were much better to deal with than the tailgaters. But let me tell you, this is a big game for them. This is going to be a decent game. I mean, it's an old rivalry game. Very old rivalry game. So, you know both teams are going to show up for it. Plus, hey, as long as our team didn't do what they did last bye week, this is going to be a game that, probably not going to be the best in the world. Now, Kentucky is bad this year. They're 3-5 overall. They are 1-5 in the SEC conference. They beat Southern Miss, Group 5 school. They beat Ohio, and somehow they pulled off a win against number 6 Ole Miss. They got beat by South Carolina. They got beat by Georgia, which that one was actually a really good game, oddly. Vandy beat them. Okay, yes, I know this is not the Vandy of old that beat them, but still, Vandy beat them. Florida stomped them. You know how bad Florida was at the beginning of the year. Florida stomped them right after University of Tennessee beat them. Auburn beat them. Auburn's 1-4 and 3-5 on the season, and their wins against Kentucky. Now, Ole Miss is 2-2. Vandy is 2-2. Florida is 2-2. Overall, Ole Miss is 6-2. Vandy is 5-3, and Florida is 4-3. That's. But they're coming to Neyland Stadium, bringing the Brock Vandergriff show. He's got 1,236 passing yards, 57.1 completion rate on the year so far. He's got 5 interceptions and 6 TDs. Yep. Their leading rusher is Demi Sumo. Oh, good Lord. Horngabaya. I hope I didn't butcher that name, and if I did, I am sorry. He's got 4 TDs. Gavin Wimsatt has got 2, and Jamarian Wilcox has got 1. That's the guy that I'm not going to mispronounce his name again, has 92 carries, 419 yards. Jamarian Wilcox, 39 carries, 249 yards. Yeah. They've got Varian Brown and Dane Key are their 2 main wide receivers. Dane Key has 39 receptions. Varian Brown has 23. And Key has 2 TDs, and Brown has 3. So this is their team on the offensive side. Defensive side, Jordan Lovett there is a DB with 24 solo tackles and 20 assists, 0 sacks. Jamon Dumas Johnson, I don't know if he pronounced it that way, but that's how I grew up pronouncing that name for the author. 25 solo, 15 assists, 2.5 sacks, and 25 sack yards. Zion Childress, another DB, 25, 13, and 1 sack. I mean, they've got, when it gets going, a decent defense, but it's hit or miss. It really is. It's hit or miss. You don't know what you're going to get with it, like what UT was doing at the time, unfortunately. But that's Kentucky right now. Now look, if you're a University of Tennessee fan, you know what you get. Dylan Sampson, once he gets going, the man puts the numbers up on the board, both in yards and touchdowns. Nico is finally coming into his own. I'm not saying that he is at full potential, but he got better in the Alabama game. He's got over the initial shock of what it means to be in the SEC. And our offensive line is working together. Our receivers are starting to actually catch the balls. That's a combination of Nico issues and receiver issues. Both. But at the end of the Alabama game, they were showing some awakening. So, Mark Stoops is coming in there. And Mark Stoops has given some good years to Kentucky. And I don't think that they need to get rid of him. I honestly think that Mark Stoops is not a bad coach. And no, I'm not saying that because Tennessee can whoop up on. I'm not saying that. Mark Stoops still has some fight in him. This game will not be that close if Tennessee is doing what they need to do. If Tennessee is the Tennessee that was the second half of the Alabama game, this is not going to be a close game. This isn't even going to be a fun game for Kentucky fans. This is going to be a group of 5 game for Tennessee. If Tennessee's offense shows up. Our defense is going to show up. You know they're going to show up. Even if our offense is lackluster, I believe that we can beat Kentucky. We've held most everybody to 19 points, roughly. I mean, yeah, a little bit more, a little bit less here and there. But I think that we can beat them. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yes, if we have one of our games where our offense is not firing, yeah, this could be scary. But I don't think it will be. I honestly believe that Tennessee is going to go in there and they're going to win. Well, that's going to Neyland Stadium, so you already got the home court advantage. So that's what I'm thinking. I'll talk to you folks later. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Bye now. Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my Redneck Sports stuff, and I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole. And also, just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports. So, I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.